Hi, my name is Jamie Boggs. I'm a bushcraft and survival instructor. And while I'm getting ready to enjoy my ReadyWise noodles and beef meal, I've got about 15 minutes here. So rather than just idly waste the time, how about we build ourselves a Campcraft chair? So the Campcraft chair is a chair you can just craft with no knots, no cordage. All we're going to need to do is cut 2 notches. That's it. So when you're ready to move on and break camp, you can break this chair down and no one will be able to tell it's anything but firewood for the next camper. So to build this Campcraft chair in our 12 to 15 minutes that our meal is cooking, before you put your water on, you're going to want to gather your material. Now, you don't want to go gathering green saplings for this. You can use blow down limbs. You can use dead standing. You don't want anything rotten. It does have to support your weight, and you really don't want anything wet because you're actually going to be sitting on it. But what we're going to be gathering is 2 support pieces, and our 2 support pieces can be maybe wrist size, and those should be around 5 to 7 feet. Now you're going to need back pieces as well. Now the back pieces, I usually cut them around chest high, and the diameter of your sticks that you find are going to make a difference on how many you need. Usually 6 is a pretty good number for me. 6 to 8 might be a good thing to gather, that way you don't have to go out and gather more while your meal is cooking. So to hold those back pieces up, our back piece support is going to be about as wide as we are plus 1 hand. So maybe 30 inches, maybe 3 feet, something around that range. And for that, you're going to want a pretty good stick. You want to take one of your better, stronger sticks that you find and use for that. So we're looking at around 1 inch to 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches, something in that range. The seat pieces are actually the least important. For those, they're going to be the same width as your back support piece, so it's going to be around 30 inches, around 3 feet. 6 to 8 of those, depending on how big the diameter is of the sticks that you're able to get. So this chair is going to be built around a log. So if there's a log somewhere by your campfire or where you're planning on spending the evening, that's going to be great for you. One thing you cannot do is move this chair once you've got it put together. This is not a chair you're going to be able to scoot forward, scoot back, slide out of the fire. When you build it, that's how it's going to be. So choose your wind wisely. So a full-size log works. You're going to want a log maybe 10 to 12 inches in diameter. If it's a little smaller, that's fine. If it's too big, it's going to be uncomfortable to sit on. Now, instead of having a full-size log, what I'm going to be using today is just this round of firewood. So this is about 16 inches high, and the diameter is right around 10 to 12 inches. All right, so I added my water and stirred, so let's start the timer and let's build us a chair. So I'm going to take my 2 upright support pieces and I'm going to lay them across the log. So I'm going to hang over the amount of my seat. So my seat should be maybe 2 feet or so, maybe 18 inches. We can trim that later. If both sticks are not the same size already, take your saw or break it off, but we need both these sticks to be approximately the same size. So about like this looks right to me. Next, you're going to want a good straight stick about 1.5 inches in diameter. This one's got to be pretty strong. This is going to hold the support pieces up. So I want to be the distance, the width of these 2 sticks, plus a hand on either side. So this back support is going to go right here, and that's going to hold our back pieces up. I'm just using this for a test. So the further back we mount this, the more recline our seat's going to have. So we can sit kind of upright, we can sit back. Something like this looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and take my saw and just make some marks. So now that I've got these 2 areas marked, I'm going to saw square cuts down and knock the piece loose. So something like this will work. Here we go. So now that I got those notches cut, I'm going to put it back about where it was before and fit it. So this should be held in under its own tension. I'm going to square these edges with my knife. So now with these edges square, this piece is not going to go anywhere when it's under tension. So now I'm going to go through and pick out some of my straighter pieces for the back piece, and I'm just going to line them up nice and straight. So when I put the pieces in, the bottom is going to be held in place by our log, and the top corner is going to be held by our upright. Now, if this angle is not right to you, you can slide your upright, your support pieces forward or back. So we're right about the 12-minute mark right now. So go ahead, and if you're real hungry and can't wait, go ahead and eat your meal and come back to your chair after dinner. If you can wait, then let's knock this chair out in the next 3 minutes. So now that we have our uprights, the rest of it's pretty simple. We're just going to stack our pieces in for our seat. So I'm pretty good on the seat right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut these front ends off. And I'm not going to cut it dead flush. I'm going to give myself maybe 2 fingers. So that took me about 15 minutes, and that's including moving the camera around. And I can make this a lot neater. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these side pieces off. And then the top is kind of not as neat as it could be either. But we have a functional camp chair, and we got that in 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and try it out. So once the logs settle, everything kind of rolls to its happy spot, and then you've got a fully functional camp chair while everybody else is just waiting for their meals to cook. So once the logs shift, you're pretty much set for the rest of the evening. So now go ahead and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Remember this little trick. So in the 15 minutes that your meal's cooking, you can build yourself a nice, relaxing camp chair. Till next time, this has been Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. See you soon.